precise. March 2nd, we completed the boot camp, and today he has launched it. And yes, that calls for a round of applause. He is a relationship coach, and the book, The Relationship Compass, is, you have 4 or 5 other books with the same name, but all foreign authors. Anish is the first Indian author to write a book with that title. So that again makes him the first of his kind. So let's put our hands together for Anish.
चैन से सोना है तो जाग जाइए. I'm giving this call to the husbands. How many husbands do we have here? Please, don't raise half. I'll get a doubt. How many husbands are here? Oh, very good, very good. Right. So, did you know, all husbands, eyes forward. Did you know that on an average, 85 to 90% of the husbands in India, they take an approximate 5 to 7 years of quality time to qualify themselves to get quality vegetables home from the market. Right? So, starting on that note, I want to ask one question. How many of you men want to be happily married to get good vegetables home and make your wives happy? Now raise hands. While so many less hands, you got others, huh? To get home vegetables? Okay, how many men want to be happily married and get home good quality vegetables and make their wives happy? It's a very trick question, so raise your hands quickly and neatly and positively. Mazi? Right. So, I am Anish Murthy. I'm a relationship coach, and I am also a husband, happily married for 12 years. And I am one of those fortunate guys who has been happily eating my wife's culinary wizardries from time to time, just because I'm going to the vegetable market and getting the vegetables. Right? So, I'll just open up my story this way. It all began in 2016, right? My father used to be in service that time. He's a defense technocrat. And we used to be in one of the cities in India. And it was all a hasta khelta khushi parivar. My mom, my dad, myself, my wife. Happy family of 4. And one fine day, suddenly, out of nowhere, my father gets a notice that, Dr. Saab, you have to pack your bags and move to another city. So this felt like a bomb on me, because I was hiding behind the veil of either my mom or my wife for the food. I didn't know how the food used to come into my plate. All I knew is, I'm feeling hungry, I have to eat. That's it. So now, having received this notice in the family that my father has to move to the other city, I am now left vulnerable to a very fierce lioness, my wife. So, after some days have passed and my lioness asked me to go to the market and she says, Anish, why don't you hit the market at around 4 o'clock? They get some good fresh vegetables there. Try getting home some vegetables. I was sweating top down. I didn't know what to do. I just whispered to her, actually, I don't know how to buy vegetables. Huh? And she gave me one neat look, top to bottom, and she asked me, you don't know how to buy vegetables? I don't know how you became a territory manager of a Japanese OEM and you're handling business of 7 states of India. How do you know how what they saw in you and qualified you there? As a husband, you're disqualified. I don't know what to do. My head was hung in shame. Embarrassment at top-notch order. And I said, "ठीक है यार, now that you have blasted off my ego, what shall I do? I'll just pick up the thaili and go back." So the moment I was stepping out of my home, I was sure that I'm stepping on a minefield. Some or the other place, there will be a blast and my ego will be blown to pieces again. And it was a timed bomb for me. I went to the market, picked up whatever the vegetables I got. Acha, by the way, before stepping out, it's a intermittent advice to the husbands. If you're going out to buy vegetables, ask your wife what quantity to get. Don't get whatever you feel like home. Okay? खाना पड़ेगा, वही खाना पड़ेगा फिर. Right? So, I did the same mistake. I went out, didn't ask what quantity to buy. I brought home whatever I felt like. Then again, one neat look top to bottom. Time bomb. I cut the wrong wire and the bomb blasted. Again, I can see my ego pieces like that. Again, I collected all pieces and sat at one place. This happened once, twice, thrice. Imagine what was my situation. Then, my neighbor, he couldn't control himself. He's a husband, no? He felt very sorry for me. He said, "Brother," he got a brotherly feeling. See that? To him, to get that brotherly feeling, my ego had to get shattered to pieces thrice. That fellow came to me and said, "Brother, begin with small quantity. Whatever you want to take, begin with small quantity. If it is not coming good, blame it on the market fellow. If you are getting good quantity, take it in small quantity. At least you will not get reprimanded by your wife. Why you did this?" So finally, I got home. And since that day, I gradually increased the quantity. So I qualified there as a good vegetable getter. Now, I'll take you to a situation which was much more precarious than this. Okay? I don't know how to cook. I have a fridge full of vegetables, but I don't know how to cook. Now, this little fire got fanned much more when my wife went to her Maika during her second pregnancy. I was left with my little one. I'm sure you saw all my elder one. Yes? You know how she is, no? Firebrand. So, I was left alone, again vulnerable. Now to a cub. That time it was a lioness, now to her cub now. So, and the twist in the story is, she says, "Daddy, I don't want anything from Swiggy or Zomato. Please spare me. If you want to eat and go to hospital, but I don't want to eat from Swiggy or Zomato." Now, I was lost in thought, forgetting the very aspect that her hunger was on peak. The next moment, she was on the floor, rolling and crying, saying that, "Dad, I'm hungry. You give me something to eat. What is that you're doing? I'm hungry here. You want me to complain to Amma?" I was like, "Please don't do that." And she did it. She picked up a phone. She said, "Amma, Dad is not giving anything to eat. He's not cooking. He doesn't know how to cook, Amma. Speak to him." He gave the phone to my wife and I told her, "Yeah, I don't know how to cook." He said, "Okay, I'm at my mom's place. You're around? Just drop over." The moment she put down the phone, I understood it is going to be my massacre. So, as I had anticipated, I went there to get massacred once again. And she made me stand like this. And unknowingly, there was a Fevicol under my feet. I couldn't help it but listen to her words. And she gave me blow after blow after blow. And the funny part is, I was seeing my mother-in-law standing in one corner of their room there. And she, "Ayyo." Then again, out of all this, I got a very revolutionary realization. Man, I should cook myself. I should really cook and show my wife that I can do the food work in her absence. I was like, okay, fine. Now, when I cut the story, put it on fast forward and take it forward, I can cook happily. I can be proud of myself that even if my wife is not there at home for 2 to 3 days, I can take care of my kid. And going forward, I feel like, establishing a food truck wherein I'm driving and my daughter is giving out burgers to people to eat. That's where I am looking forward to now. Now, having said all this, I just want to bring the attention of all the husbands here, all the noble souls here, that for a clean and happy married life, first thing is, more than embracing your wife, embrace the vegetable market. Because whether the return of embrace from the wife every time is good or bad, every time you embrace a vegetable market, you'll get good vegetables home. Okay? And the second point is, not just embrace the vegetable market, learn how to cook also. The reason why I'm saying is, there can be a day when you will be asked to go to some foreign country by your company on deputation. For 6 months, you will not be having access to your wife. Only thing is, you'll get salary, and then you'll have to go to market, buy vegetables, cook and eat. If you know how to cook, you will sail through this turbulent water for 6 months neatly, right? So, and the day after 6 months your family comes in, you can surprise them pleasantly. There is a home, there is a room, there is a kitchen, there are vegetables in the fridge, and there is a cook cooking for you readily. They'll be more than happy. So, that's where I thought of, really enlightening the souls of the husbands here, quote unquote. And now, when I want to really conclude this story, obviously every story has to get concluded somehow, right? So when I want to conclude my story, I want to say that, husbands, there is no harm in embracing the vegetable market. It will only empower your knowledge. It will empower your character before your wife. It will empower your own soul so that you feel confident. And eventually your kids will be proud of you, that at least you could get some good vegetables home. Right? So with that, I conclude. Thank you so much for this opportunity.